Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today we're just getting into a little bit of rant in regards to Marvel Legends. What you see in front of you is a made to order figure. This is Mephisto, Marvel Legends Mephisto, and he just recently dropped. But I just wanted to get into the idea of the made to order program and my thoughts on it. So, because this is my first made to order figure that I've ever purchased and arrived, because I do have one that will be coming in December. That is the Apocalypse. And so my thoughts when it comes to this program is I think that it is better than a HasLab's fund, what's the term? Crowdfunded project. I definitely think it's better than that because, you know, you can make the purchase. You don't have to have it reach a certain point. It doesn't have to reach a certain value. But other than that, it pretty much is the same thing for the most part. You just have a small window to order. The only really redeeming factor that makes it a little bit of better, in addition to that, other than the fact of, you know, you're paying for it, it's already made, you're paying directly for it, and it's already gonna be made. It's guaranteed it's gonna be made, versus a crowdfunder is not guaranteed to be made. That's really kind of the fact that most people buy these things and they make crowdfunders reach the point. That part is very minute in terms of a benefit. I would say one of the real benefits is they can re-release these, and we've seen them before do it with the Sentinel, where they re-released it after people already had the window closed. They were able to jump back on it later on because it's like, well, there's demand for this figure, we're going to re-release them. Unfortunately, they released them at a premium. I think he started at 175. He then, for the second release, was 250, which is huge as a premium, very huge. But with that being said, at least the option is there for them to re-release these made to order figures. But I want to tackle on the fact of the price. I feel like when you put them in this realm of made to order figure, that the pricing gets a little up there. Now this figure here, he comes with what you see here. He has his base self. I have the soft goods on him. So the loincloth and the cape is the soft goods. He comes with a skull, his secondary face. He comes with obviously the throne. And in my review, I speak on value of the figure. He also comes with his hard goods, which is the loincloth, the cape, which has a little bit more detailing and color on it, his huge sword, and last, an additional pair of grasping hands. So with that being said, do they jack up these in terms of value for the premium of them and whatnot? It's hard to say, because on the level of how much plastic is used, most of the time, it probably is somewhat about fair. The Sentinel's a very big figure, but at the same time too, it did the second go around, it was kind of jacked up in price. The first go around probably was somewhat within the value that people could say it could be. So I'm gonna not knock the 175, but the 250 definitely was a problem. This figure at $80, it's essentially almost, I want to say almost like a premium regular figure. I wouldn't say it goes into the realm of, one of those larger figures or anything like that. So it's like a premium regular figure. Within the realm of, I would say, comparable figures that I own would be Dark Phoenix and Odin. And I like to say Odin is the bar that I like to measure when it comes to premium figures, because accessory wise, he came with a lot. And I mentioned this in the review that I did of this figure here in front of you. I feel that if Odin is the bar, for example, plastic wise, the throne, because he's pretty tall, but he's very slim. So I won't give him that much more grace than a regular figure, unlike say someone like Odin or the Hulk, who are just chunky figures. He's tall, this Mephisto's tall, but he's not chunky. So in that regard, I wouldn't necessarily put him above a normal figure in terms of him. His accessories, being that he's got the soft goods and the hard goods, I would say would fetch a $10 premium over normal. I'm gonna use that base range off of one of the other figures I felt that was a good value that I actually own, which is, I mentioned this in the review as well, the Herald of Galactus Thor. He came with 2 ravens. He came with his hammer, his lightning effect. He has his hard cape. He has, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if he's got two heads or not, but I do think he's got an extra pair of hands. I don't remember right now because I don't have him in front of me right now, but he had a good amount of accessories for only being I think at the time he was either a $25 or $30 figure. But standard figure cost, I think that Mephisto, what he comes with, not including the throne, I would say would fetch him about $40. A little bit above the Thor because of the soft goods in addition to the hard goods. If he just had like the hard cape and the hard loincloth, I would say he should be no more than that Thor, $30 maybe. But then when you add the soft goods, I don't think that it equates to that value, but I'll still just allow to say, okay, let's throw an extra $10 in there. $40 figure, cool. He's still not at the level of Odin was $50, and Phoenix was $60, even though she did come with a big chunk of flaming Phoenix, flaming Phoenix bird, which it came in two parts. It was very big, so I'll give it that maybe you might say that brings her above Odin, but I really wouldn't say that. She shouldn't have been above Odin because her character's physical body is very small, and if you just add up all the plastic, Odin was definitely, I think those should have been equal. But anyway, I digress. I feel that Mephisto, and I'm just breaking this down for the purpose of the value of these, if the paid to order is actually a premium in terms of its price. So Mephisto, I have him rated at $40 for his base self with all his accessories, excluding the throne. With the throne, I would say, the plastic wise, you would say it's worth equal to or more than Mephisto and all his accessories just on the sheer plastic. But with that being said, you wouldn't just buy a throne for $40. But is it a premium? I'm going to say yes and no. I would say that Mephisto probably is one of the characters who is probably roundabout where he should be. I think that you could say, because you are paying for the likeness of the character. That is part of the premium too. The licensing of the character, the Marvel character himself, is part of what you're paying for. So when you think of it from that perspective, I would honestly then go to say, the throne is obviously not a licensed thing. So with that being said, I'm gonna say that the throne could be $30, and I think this figure, if he was $70, would have been a more targeted price range for fitting this made to order, being within value of where it should be. $80 is a little bit too much, and if they re-release them, they're going to only increase the price. They're not going to decrease the price. But within that scope, I think $80 is still something that you're not getting completely gypped off just on the amount of plastic. Just on the sheer amount of plastic, $80 is fair when you break down the components. Like I said before, if Mephisto was $40, and I know most people would pay $40 for Mephisto if he didn't have the throne. They would go with all the goods that he comes with. It's not a whole lot, but it's a good amount. It's more than their standard figure. It's not more than a premium figure like Odin, but it's more than your standard figure. And some of those accessories are larger, like his cape is very large. Odin has a cape too. Odin actually has a soft cape, if I'm not mistaken. But so nonetheless, though, I think like at $40, most people buy Mephisto without a heartbeat. They would just jump on it. Then on a plastic aspect, a value of plastic, his throne is definitely worth more than him and all his accessories on just a plastic value. So with that being said, I would say it's not a stretch to say he's outside of the realm of value. What do you guys think of the made to order program? Do you guys like it? Do you dislike it? I'm sure most people are going to say they like it better than obviously the HasLabs fun crowdfunders. But do you like it in general? Do you feel that it's okay program? Do you feel it's flawed in the fact that you can't find these things on shelves? And even if they didn't have it on shelves, they don't have to have it on shelves. They can have it where you just order straight from Hasbro all year round. Do you feel that is an issue? Because honestly, I would say, why wouldn't you have these things? The idea of made to order means you pay for it and we create it. It just may take longer for you to get it. Honestly, I think that this is a program, now that I think about it, it's just coming to my mind right now. This is a program that should actually exist for all legacy characters. What I mean by that is all characters that are older, that people generally would always want in their collection. Maybe all the staples. A generic Captain America, a generic Hulk, a generic, Thor, generic, like all those kind of ones where you're like, I need me the regular version of this character. Yes, you're going to come out with various versions over the years and you're going to, hype them up. You're going to do different things, maybe from a different segment in the comic, but maybe like a baseline character of each one that people are like, I can't get that character anymore and I need them. And they could be made to order. So all the legacy characters who'll go, okay, whether it's the legacy characters or even large characters like Mephisto, where, he's going to be a one-time thing. He's a premium character. You're not going to have him all the time. Always make it paid to order. What I mean by that is, or made to order, I should say, he gets stopped being produced. They don't make him anymore. Him, maybe even Galactus, all these other characters. They're no longer being made. But you go into their legacy collection on Hasbro.com and go, I need this figure. I'm just coming into collecting. I need that figure. Maybe my old one broke. Maybe I want to gift a new one, whatever the case is. They don't make them anymore. Cool. You pay for him because now they got to make him upon your order, but they leave the factory for making him open. They're going to say, okay, you pay, you're going to get your order in probably 3 months. It'll ship to you in 3 months because now they got to order it. They got to create them. They got to package it. They got to meet the demand. Maybe if other people have their orders in, it might take a while for yours to come through. Fine, no problem. You have to wait a little bit longer, but nonetheless, allow me to get certain figures for a very long time. If it's not forever, at least make it like a 5-year, 10-year window that I could go back. How long has the Galactus been? I think that came out in 2016, maybe. People would love to buy him today for that same shelf price, $300. They would go, you know what? I couldn't get him at the time. I would love to be able to pay to order now, made to order. I pay for him. You're going to ship him out in 3 months. A lot of people would be like, I'm down with that, rather than looking at that $500 to $600, $700 price tag on eBay when people want to get a figure like that. So those are my thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts? You guys put them down below in the comments. And as always, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.